Recording in progress.
Yeah, hi guys. Thanks for joining in. Let's discuss SED type 1 lab implementation. We have already seen like what is SED type 1, what is SED type 2, what is SED type 3 in our previous sessions. Okay. Let's please refer to our previous session video so that you can understand the concepts much more better way. Okay. So today we'll be seeing SED type 1 lab implementation. Before going there, so I just want to explain one simple concept, MD5 function, which is very, very important when in real time and very useful and helpful for you while implementing in these SED implementations. Okay, MD5 function. So don't worry about the background functionality of MD5, what is the algorithm, how it works and all. So just remember that there is a function, MD5 function, which will help you to generate hexadecimal value. Okay, alphanumerical value. So what does that mean? Think that we have one table, EMP-SRC, EMP-ID, which contains some columns, EID, E-name, and salary, and department ID, something like that. And it contains one record. Let me take one sample record, Steve 5000 and 10. Okay, so when you use MD5 function, MD5 function will help us to generate hexadecimal value. It helps us generate. Why we'll be using MD5? I will show you. Okay, don't worry about at this point of time. Helps us to generate hexadecimal value or alphanumerical value. Don't worry about the backend algorithm. Okay, just remember the use case of MD5. So when we use MD5, we'll be passing the columns inside MD5 in order to do a concatenation. E-name. Think that I'm passing the values like this. So I'm saying I'm passing the columns E-name concat, sal concat, and department ID. What it will do, MD5 function, it will concat all these columns that we specify inside the MD5 function, and it will generate some hexadecimal value, something like that, with some numerical values and with some alphabets. Okay, some value like that. Okay, I hope this is clear. So whenever you want to create some hexadecimal code by passing some columns, we can do that. Okay, why we are generating this code, where we'll be using, I will show you. Okay, let's go and implement SED type 1 implementation. Before that, I hope MD5 function, like at least like how the main overview of MD5 function, right? Don't worry about the backend algorithm. I'm repeating that again and again. Don't worry about algorithm. As an Informatica developer, we are least bothered to know like how the backend functionality of MD5 function. Think that it is one more function that is available in Informatica in order to generate some alphanumerical code by passing some columns inside MD5. That's it. Okay, don't worry about all other stuff. Let's go and implement SED type 1 implementations. Okay, before going there, let me write down one more important points. So in SED type 1, there are two main cases. Okay, what are the two main cases? Case 1, insert, right? When the record is new, we need to go for insert. Case 2, update, right? When we go for update, when the record is present in the target table, or when the record is old record, and contains any updates or changes. So these are the two cases that you need to keep in mind. Okay, so when you can say a specific record is new, okay, before that, let's go and check and implement it so that you can understand in much more better way. These are the two cases, just keep in mind. Okay, let's go and check for the tables. I think I will be using this EMPSRC table, okay, as our source table. Contain 5 columns and 6 records: EMP ID, EMP name, EMP sal, and department ID. And it will be using this same table, EMP TGT. EMP, it also contains the same number of columns: EMP ID, EMP name, EMP sal, and department ID. Let's go to the mapping designer and let's create, implement our SED type 1. Okay, let's go click OK, provide credentials. Let's go to test, where I'll be creating most of our mappings. So before starting any code, we need to import the respective sources and targets that are needed for our development, right? Let's go and do that. Okay, clear it off. We need to be on the source analyzer in order to import sources. Source, go to source tab, click import from database, select the table, provide some credentials, proper credentials, and select the table that you want to import into the Informatica. Select the source table. Okay, MPSRC is the table that I want to use. This is displaying this message because I already had a same object under the, like I already have an object under the same name. So let's go and replace it. Why it's showing? Because I already imported this source table and target tables into Informatica, right? That's why it's asking whether to rename or replace or skip. Okay, let's do the same thing. Let's go and import the target table. In order to import the target table, you need to be on the target designer. Go to targets tab, click import from database, and provide some proper credentials there, and select the target table. EMPTGT is the table that I want to use it. This also, it's displaying that the table is already exists in Informatica. Let's replace it. Okay. If you are already having the same structures of the source and target objects, don't need to replace also. You can skip it. Okay, now the prerequisite step is done. Let's go move on to the basic 3 steps. What is the first step? We need to create a mapping. Right? Go to the mapping designer, go to mapping step, click create, give some meaningful names, M_SED type 1. Okay, type 1 CD. Click OK. Done. Our mapping is ready. Now go and drag the EMPSRC table into the mapping designer, into the workspace, and drag the EMPTGT table into the workspace as well. Okay, let's go and understand and implement SED type 1. So how to know that a specific record is there in the target table or not? Like on our general discussion, like how you can tell a specific record is present in the target table or not. You need to go and check, right? You need to go and check in the target table, right? So in the similar way, we need to, for that, we will be doing a lookup, right? What is the transformation which we'll be using in order to do a lookup? Lookup transformation. We'll be doing a lookup. We'll be doing a lookup on the target table and check whether that record is there or not. Or if it is there, we'll be like sending that record into an update group if it contains any changes. If not, like we will not do anything. Okay, let's go and do a lookup on the target table in order to check whether the record is there or not. Okay, let's go to transformation tab, click create, select the LKP lookup transformation and rename it to LKP underscore EMPTGT because we are doing a lookup on the target table. Select the target table EMPTGT, click OK. Done. That's it. I created a lookup, right? Now in order to provide lookup condition, take this EMP ID. I need to send this EMP ID into lookup transformation. Double click and here rename this to input because it's coming from source. Go to conditions tab, provide EMP equal to input EMP ID. Okay, you also need to check the data types. Okay, make it common, make it sync, double. Okay, we are good with the lookup. So when we can say a specific record is present in the target table or not, when the lookup returns some value, right? If the record is not there, it will return null value only. Let me write it down. Those are very important points to understand. When we can say a record is present in the lookup, returns any value, we can say that that record is present in the target table. If the lookup returns null value, that means the record is not there in the target table. Not. Okay, I hope that is clear. So it means that, so whenever you go and check in the target table, when you're doing a lookup, if the record EMP ID is present in EMP ID, it returns some value. Okay. If the record like a EMP ID is not present in the target table, then the lookup returns null value. That means let's go and do here insert. When we will be inserting, when the record is new, right? When it will be new, when the lookup returns null value. So let me write it down. Is null of some lookup EMP ID or something. You can take any port. Any port if you take like that, if that port returns a value, that means the record is there. If that port, whatever you take in lookup as a written port, if that port returns a null value, that means the record is not there and it is a new record and it needs to go for insert. That's why I'm writing down under insert. Okay. Is null of LKP ID. If it is null, then it is a new record. Please go for insert. Okay. In the similar way. And we can say that a specific record need to go for a update or like that is already present in the target table when it returns null, not null value, right? So not is null of LKPID. It returns some value. So let's go and do the same thing in the lookup. So we have created ports and we have created condition also. We have specified a condition also. Now take one expression for a target. You can implement the everything in one single expression, but I'm taking two expressions because in order to make you guys understand in much more better way, so that it looks good. But in real time, depending upon your requirement, please use only single expression or double expressions. It's up to you. Okay, let's go and bring all the source port. This expressions I'm creating because I need to create a MD5 functions for source and targets, so that we need to compare in order to check whether there are any updates in the source records or not. Okay, let's go do that for target side also. I'm bringing here. Let me rename this expression as a SRC, MD5 SRC, and that MD5 SRC. Okay, in the similar way, rename this one as MD5 TGT. So we can figure it out like which MD5 belongs to which one. Okay. Some meaningful names. Click apply, click OK. Now, in order to create MD5, what you'll do, double click the expression, go and create one new port and treat that port as a output port because it's not coming from source. MD5 SRC and string value, keep it as 1000, increase it to max value or something like that. Now go and check for MD5 function. You can directly write like this, or you can go and check in all functions, select MD5. Okay, it will be under, yeah, see here, MD5. Double click and provide the ports that you want to pass inside MD5 by using a concat. Okay. Click validate, click OK, click OK, click apply, click OK. In the similar way, do that for MD5 target expression also. You need to create a MD5 on the target side in order to check whether the MD5 source code is equal to the MD5 target or not. Then only we can come to know which row we need to send for update. Okay, MD5 TGT, and this is also not coming for from the input side. It's a target output port, and select MD5. This time I will show you by writing down MD5 EMP name, EMP cell. Okay, and DEPT ID. You can make use of this one also. I'm just writing down because it's only three columns. In real time, there will be 100, 200 columns, and you need to like use this ports tab. Okay, let's validate expression. Okay, click OK, apply, click OK. Now we will be using a router transformation now to create two groups, one for insert group, one for update group. Let's do that. Router transformation. So I'm using a shortcut here. See here, I'm hovering on this icon, router transformation, clicking on the workspace. That's it. Okay. Now in order to create two groups, I will always take all the ports from the source, because whatever that is coming from source, that needs to be point out to the target, right? That's why from here I will be taking, let me rename this one as a underscore LKP, because we need to know like this EMP ID is coming from lookup, right? And that's it. I just need only that port, because we need to know if this value is null, that means the record is not there. If this value returns any value, that means the record is already present in the target table. So we also need MD5 target not to compare. Okay, let's create two groups now. One group for insert, one group for target. Sorry, update. Okay. One group for insert, one group for update. In insert, what we discussed, when we can say a record needs to go for insert, go back here. When the lookup ID returns and the lookup return port returns any null value, then we can say that record is a new record, because it is not present in the target table, right? Let's go and do the same thing. Go to mapping designer. Is null of, when we can say for that record is a new record when the lookup returns null value. Go and select the lookup port which we are bringing from the lookup transformation. That's it. Validate. Do the same thing when we will be saying update, when the not is null of, when the lookup return port sends any value, then it's a that means the record is already present in the target table, right? So not is null, not is null. Okay. By the name itself, we can say that not is null. If it is null, that is a new record. If it is not is null, that means it is not null. It is returning some value. That means it's a already existing record. Validate, click OK. That's it. Okay. And we also need to check when we'll be using MD5. Let's go back here. If what is our statement in the case to update when the record is old and if it contains any updates or changes. If it contains any updates or changes means if the record which is coming from the source, okay, is having any changes, if the record that is present in the target is not equal to the record present in the source, then we can say that needs to go for change, right? See here, simple example. Let me take one simple example. Let me take the same example. Let me go back here, take the same thing here and copy paste. So think that this is our source table. Okay. And this is our target table. So after like today, like the Steve record is inserted into the target table. Okay. But after 6 months, the Steve's salary got incremented to $15,000. Okay. Then when we are then this record need to go for update, right? Because the salary got changed in the source. So then it go for an update. When we can say that, like when we create MD5, creates one code, right? MD5 creates, think that we have passed this MD5 source with ename, pipe, cell, and cat DEPT ID. And by the MD5 function, generate one hexadecimal value. Think that this is our hexadecimal value. Just think that, okay? If and here also the same thing. We'll be creating one MD5 function for target also, right? We have created an expression for target also. Then this one creates this value, some value, okay? See here, when this value MD5 source value is not equal to the MD5 target value, then it means that the record is already there, but it means that it has some changes. See, the salary is different, right? In the source, the salary is 15,000, the target is 5,000. That's why we'll be using MD5 in order to send only the records which are having changes on. For that, we need to pass when MD5 not equal to, sorry, MD5 source is not equal to MD5 target. validate. That's it. And from here on, there is nothing to do here. And we will be creating two update strategy transformations, because one for insert, one for update, right? Go and take this update strategy. I'm just clicking update strategy icon here. Look my arrow. I'm clicking this one. I'm clicking on the workspace. I have created one update strategy transformation. Let's bring all the codes from insert group. In the similar way, do the same thing for update group also. We need one more update strategy transformation for update group. Let's go and update it. We just need these three update group. Okay. And we'll be dragging the target instance again from here to here, because we need to connect for update group also, right? That's why we need two target instances. So let's connect from here to here. Let's connect from here to here. Okay. So in the update strategy transformation for insert, we need to provide DD insert. We have seen this update strategy transformation also in our previous session videos. Please refer to that video. And then if you still have any questions, please comment. I will try to explain in much more better way. Click OK, apply, click OK. And for this one is for update, right? You just need to go and rename it to update, so that we know that this update strategy is for update. And DD update in the properties tab. You need to part the update strategy expression, right? DD update. I'm a little bit fast because we already seen these functionalities. That's why. Okay. Just rename this one to insert. If you still have any question, please refer to our previous concepts and then try to practice and try to implement those, and then come back to the SCD type 1. Okay. SCD type 1 is very, very important. If you know SCD type 1, your work will become very easy when you are dealing with SCD type 2 also. Okay. Let me write down, rename the target instances also. This one is for insert. Apply, click for up. This one is for update. Update, click OK. Click apply, click OK. Okay, let me rearrange this all. Okay, see here, this is the mapping that we created, SCD type 1 implementation. Okay, what we did, we imported, we dragged our source into workspace, and we did a lookup on the target table in order to check whether the record is present in the target table or not, whether it is a new record or whether it is an existing record. How we can do that? When the lookup returns any value, it means the record is already existing. If the lookup returns any null value, that means the record is not present in the target table and it needs to go for insert, right? And why we used expression transformations here in order to create MD5 source and MD5 targets, because we need to send only the records which has changes, right? If you don't use MD5 source and MD5 target, what happens is like each time it will like all the records will go for update only. That is not required, right? That is not our case. Like we only want to send the records which have changes. Then only like Informatica work in a proper way. Okay. Then we created a router transformation in order to create two groups, insert group and update group. And there we passed conditions that we discussed, and we used update strategy transformation two update strategy transformation, one for insert, one for update, and we have used two target instances. People will ask you in interviews, can you tell me the general data flow of mapping flow or data flow of SCD type 1? Then you need to explain that all these points. Okay. Our mapping contains the source, and we'll be having a lookup transformation. We'll be doing a lookup on the target table, and then we will be using expression transformation in order to create MD5 functions for source and targets. And then we'll be creating a router transformation where we'll be passing two groups conditions, one for insert, one for update. And we'll be making use of update strategy transformations for insert and update, two update strategy transformations, and we'll be connecting accordingly to the target instances. Okay. And this update strategy also is optional. This is not required for insert, especially. Okay. You just need to go drag and directly from the router group, insert group to the target instance also. Okay. Just keep in mind. Let's save it. Our mapping is valid, I guess. Let's see. It's valid. Looks good to me. let's go. Our first step is finished. Let me arrange all iconic so that we can see everything on the same page. Let's go to the second step. We need to create a workflow, right? Go to the workflow manager. Click OK. Go to workflows. You need to be on the workflow designer in order to create a workflow. Go to workflows tab, click create, and give some meaningful name. Since we are discussing SCD type 1, I'm just giving SCD type 1 SCD. Okay. And then create a session. You can go here, task, click create, and create a session from here, or make use of that session icon, shortcut icon. Click on the workspace. Select type 1 SCD. Click OK. Okay. I hope that is clear. Type 1 SCD. Our session is got created, right? Now it's very easy. Go and configure the session. Double click. Go to mappings tab. Provide the proper connections where your source table is present. Okay, and where you go to the targets and provide where your target tables are present. Do the same thing for other target instances also. And don't forget, you also need to give a relational connection for lookup also, right? Go to the use object, select EMP-TGT. We have done a lookup on the target table. That's why I have provided Oracle TGT DB, because that's where the target table was present, right? Now come back to EMP-TGT insert targets instance. Now go in for insert, no need of update. Okay, it's just only insert, no need of anything. That's for update, no need of delete also. Okay, just what is this? Okay, no need of update. We'll go with update else insert. Insert or else update. That's how it is. Update else insert. Okay, click apply, click OK. Connect. I used a link task shortcut and I connect a workflow to the session. The second step is also done. Now save it and right click and run it. Before running it, let me show you the target table data. There is no data, right? Let's see. Right click, start workflow. Let's see whether this will get succeeded or it will. I think it will got succeeded. Let's go and check whether the target table is properly loaded. See here, for the first time, it read 6 records from the source table and it loaded 6 records. All the 6 records went for insert because the target table is empty for the first time, right? See here now. See, all the records are there in the target table. Let's go and update one record. Okay. Which record we will update? Let's update the first record. EMPSRC set EMP-sal equal to some 50,000. Let make the first Elon Musk salary to 50,000. Okay. Where EMP ID equal to 1. Okay. Update. And let's save the changes. Now our source table contains 6 records only, but Elon Musk salary got decremented to 50,000. Think that way. Okay. The previously in the target table, the employee salary is like 75,000. Let's go and run the workflow and see how many records will go up for update and how many records will go for insert. One record go for update. That's what, right? All the 6 records are already present in the target table. That's why there is nothing new. There is no new record. That's why there are 0 inserts. And there is only one update. What is update? See here, on the source side, the salary of Elon Musk is 50,000. On the target side, the employee salary is 75,000, right? Now, once we implemented, it load only one record because it contains only one record which is having changes. So let's go and see whether the target table is properly updated or not. Whether Elon Musk records got updated to employee salaries to 50,000. It got updated. That's it. SCD type 1 is nothing but when the record is not there, it will go for insert. When the record is already there, and if it contains any changes in the source side, then it will go for it will go and update the target side also. That's it. I hope that is clear. Okay, these are the cases which we have seen. So please practice. SCD type 1 is very, very important. And if you are very good with SCD type 1, then the SCD type 2 is very, very easy. Okay. never without practicing or without implementing SCD type 1, please don't go to SCD type 2 if you are new to Informatica, especially because SCD type 1 is very, very important. And don't worry about MD5 also, or the backend functionality of MD5. It is very, very easy. Just focus that it is one more function which will give you alphanumerical code. That's it. You don't bother about what is a backend functionality of MD5. Okay, even I don't know. Okay, don't worry about that functionality of or algorithm of MD5. It generally it gives all hexadecimal value, which you will be using it in order to compare source and target records. That's it. Okay. So there are two cases when we go for insert, when we go for update. When the record is not there in the target table, then we'll be going for insert. When the record is already present in the target table, then we'll be going for update if it contains any changes. Okay, so that's how we have seen all these two cases in SCD type 1 implementation. I think I'm good for today. Like if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, please comment. I will try to take one more example and try to make things much more clearer for you guys. Okay. Please practice, guys. That is very much important from here on, because we are entering into some advanced concepts. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Until then, take care.